Yeah. I don't trap, that's way too easy. Every time I get hella high, I think about the ones who need me. I've been shotting my medicine, only one that's got me fiending. Way she do it is so heaven sent, wonder if I'm only dreaming.
Recap, no sweetness. Splendor is not for champions. Stevia is not for champions.
On the fire, suicidal. Since on the whip, can't see it. Where you at? I be tryna be there. Be there. I tell them, this ain't ordinary, we got focus. Always get it real for the love.
Some points that I've made to myself is the harder you work, the quieter you should get. Practice making it hard now so it gets easier later. The challenge, make the Singapore camp perfect. Be perfect when other people wouldn't be. Show them what the hardest off-season could look like.
One day you'll see. One day
Locked into this camp in a different country, but nothing changes. We are setting a new standard for the off-season.
you'll see.
One day, I'ma see a smile on my mom's face. One day, all my real G should have bust case. One day, I'ma get a jet up on the one way. One day, big ass day up on the hill still. One day, my dad wants to see me, I might go.
Hard work. In my mind, sharpen the blade. Make you more dangerous.
I'm like one day, hit cunt Sunday, come back Sunday, living in
The history of national rowing and the success of World Championships and Olympics. The Italians are by far the best. And then when you also plot that success across the hours spent on the water each year across the different nations, Italy consistently spends more hours on the water every year. And I believe that the person who spends more hours on the water in the off season, they'll get rewarded. These little things, these are the extra hours on the water.
fun games. Calm as a bitch, still you find out one day. Hit cunt Sunday, come back Sunday. Living in a fairy tale, your life's so fun.
It's 40. One time, a couple of weeks ago, I accidentally did 41. And now, 41 has become the new baseline. I can't get off before 41. This is how my brain works. Because there was a previous version of Jackson that did a minute extra, and we can't have that. The previous version of Jackson cannot be outworking the current one. Heart rate gets to up around 150 during those climbs. Average around 120 for the rest. This floor is dirty because it's time to vacuum. I'm not going to be hitting a vacuum on stage, but I think these are helpful for just overall stomach control. Like, you see guys on stage and they get tired during the closing rounds and they lose control of their stomach and you see it moving in and out. And when that happens, it's game over. You know, no one's winning like that. So I think breathing control, stomach control if you're planning on getting us on stage sometime. It's worthwhile. It's one of those 1%, I think. Finish with 4 sets of abs. I'm not doing any more crunch work because my abs are already so developed. I'm like kind of Raphael Ninja Turtle style, and I don't want them to get any bigger. So just working more of like stomach control, transverse abdominis, tightness and the ability to suck the stomach in. So doing mostly like rollouts and hanging leg raises, no weighted crunch stuff. Like my abs grow crazy easy when I do heavy crunches, so we'll stay away from that. Like I'm fucking watching their vlogs in Japanese with no translation, but I like how they set up their content. It's like they'll do the day and then like the next day it like gets dropped, you know, and then so it's like it really feels like you're following along the journey with them, like in real time. How's Jaehyun? He's tired, but he'll never show it. I think that's a mark of like a true champ. You know, they can go through the super hard shit consistently and suffer, but you'd never know because they don't complain. They don't show the discomfort. I would like hotel legs as well, but a big goal of mine at the moment is just to set a new standard, to do the harder things that most people wouldn't do. Just see if I can squeeze out an advantage, an edge there, because I don't think I have the best genetics. So I'm just my plan is just to accumulate the 1% advantages everywhere I can. And yeah, most people would probably go to the breakfast buffet and estimate something, get some eggs, get some toast, get some oatmeal, and there'd be like somewhere around the place, and there'd probably be like 98% close to the mark of optimality. But I'm going to go for 100%, and then I think that little margin stacked over the course of an off-season or prep, I think it can matter. Proteins. 20 grams protein per breast.
You're eating it cold?
Well, we ain't got no microwave, so yes we are. Slimy yet satisfying. Another goal of mine at the moment, and it's a work in progress because I am a foodie, so it's going to take some time. It's just trying to become completely emotionally detached from food, because I really believe that is the pinnacle in terms of eating as an athlete. When you can become completely detached from the pleasure or the emotion that comes with food, and you just execute in the same way that you sort of execute brushing your teeth, you know, that is powerful. because it means that you're not. It just means that you are in complete control of your food at all times, irrelevant of how you're feeling or how stressed you are or what's happening externally in your life. The goal is to create an even keel throughout the day and throughout the week when it comes to my eating, and removing any of these peaks and troughs in terms of pleasure that comes with food. Because when you have these peaks and troughs, in the sense of like having some of your meals super tasty, or having a cheat meal at the end of the week, it makes the highs higher, but it also makes the lows lower. In the same way of like, you give heroin to someone, yes, they get an amazing high, but then they sober up, and sobriety now feels worse to them than it was before. And I think that I think the same sort of thing happens with our food, where if you're driving a pleasure response from your food on certain occasions, whether it's certain meals in your day or certain meals in your week, when you have to transition back to the baseline, it feels more difficult and less satisfying than it was before. Whereas once you remove those peaks, it also removes the troughs. And I think that should be the objective when eating for a competitive purpose or goal.